Welcome, friend. Let's talk about how to know if you are ready to be a freelance writer. I'm really excited to talk about this because I have seen this play out so many times. It's a daunting thing to start to venture out into the world of entrepreneurship, to start maybe your first business, and to reach out to clients for the first time. I totally get it. I was once there, and I'm here to help. By the way, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I've helped thousands of people become freelance copywriters too. So let's talk about this. How do you know when you're ready? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that if you truly feel ready to be a freelance writer, you've waited far too long. Most people do not feel ready when they start, and that is okay, because it is the action that you take that builds the confidence. Not the reading, not the over preparing, not the over studying. It is the actual action. It's putting one foot in front of the other, taking action, getting feedback, refining your process, doing it over again, and getting better and better bit by bit. So with that in mind, there's something else I really want you to think about as you're considering this question, am I ready to be a freelance writer? And that is, your skill as a writer is not the only valuable thing here. There are so many more things that you can bring to the table before your skill is, expert level that will make you a successful freelance writer. One of those is willingness. To be willing to learn, to grow, to show up, to put yourself out there is so important and so valuable. So many people are not willing to take that next step. I promise you, there are people who are far less qualified than you out there as a freelance writer. The other thing that you can bring to the table is consistency and really giving that a solid effort, whatever project it is. Because if you're showing up consistently and you are just making steps to be better at your craft, you are already going to be doing a much better job than so many other people who call themselves freelance writers. Truly, I mean this. I have seen it. I have worked with them. And I know that if you show up consistently and just keep getting better and keep giving it your best effort, that is one of the things that is hard to put a price on and is so important in the early days of your initial successes. So keep in mind, and this brings me to my next sign, is that you are going to be able to earn as you learn. So while you're starting out, you might charge less for something that you ultimately want to charge for, just to kind of get your foot in the door. But keep in mind that's not where you want to stay. So as you are growing as a freelance writer, you might want to have lower prices, practice under mentors, take courses, read books, hire a copy editor to give you feedback, yeah? And all of these things will allow you to kind of earn as you're learning. And as you get better, you're going to be able to raise your rates. And that's one of the best things about being a freelancer is you get to raise your rates on your own terms. So if you are somebody who grows really, really fast and can take on a skill at an accelerated pace, this is one of the reasons that I decided I couldn't work for a company is because I like to work hard and I like to grow, right? When you are in charge, you get to raise your rates based on how good you're getting and how quickly. So if you are ready to raise your rates because you've brought on a nice client base at a particular price point within 3 months, by all means, raise your rates or bring on higher paying clients. That's one of my favorite things about being a freelance writer. You get to grow at your own pace, and so I want to give you permission to really grow at your own pace. The other thing that I want to push back on, because I see this so often, is that sometimes people are waiting because they've got that old school university system, model, whatever mindset. And what I mean by that is you have this idea that you have to have a PhD in something before you're qualified to speak on it. And that's not the case. Quite frankly, you are so qualified in whatever it is that you are passionate about to learn and to write. Because when you're a copywriter, it's not a test. You're not sitting down and just writing based on everything that's in your brain. You have the entire internet and you are able to actually research as you write so that you can verify your sources and verify your market research and do customer voice research. So you're not alone in this. And you don't have to wait for permission. You don't need a certificate, you don't need a degree, and you definitely don't need a PhD. So the next thing I want to push back on if you're considering the freelance writer path is the portfolio conundrum. So often people say to me, well, I don't have a portfolio. And I say to them, then make one. Because at the end of the day, you are writing. You have chosen a skill that you are able to showcase on your own. It's not like coding where you'd have to actually like create something to prove your skills as a coder, right? This is writing. And pretty quickly, anyone's going to be able to read it and know how good it is. And yes, you will have to practice. You will have to practice. You'll have to get better. I really, really recommend getting a solid editor. That's one of the best ways to get better more quickly. But you have the power to just create a portfolio. Like truly, create an ad, write a sales page, write a blog, write a web page. Just sit down and do it. And do not let that be the thing that stops you. And then show that to someone. Reach out to someone in your community, maybe start on a job board, whatever it is. Get that first client. Show them your portfolio. They'll make their own decision on whether or not they want to work with you. You don't need to lie. In fact, don't lie about your experience. Just be honest, because literally everyone starts somewhere. And then write for them. And then when you get the next piece that you write for them, that can be your new portfolio piece. And then on and on and on until your portfolio is something that you're really proud of. That is the thing to keep in mind. Your portfolio should be growing, and quite frankly, it should be no more than your 6 best pieces. So get to work and start making that portfolio and stop letting it be an excuse. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is getting worried about all the details. Where to find the clients, how to invoice them, how to send them a proposal, how to have a discovery call. All of those things you can figure out. There's a lot of resources online. There's also a lot of beautiful online courses and communities and mentors, and those things will definitely help you shortcut, but you can absolutely figure it out online. And one of the best ways you're gonna figure it out is through trial and error. So just show up, try the thing, learn from the experience, reiterate your process, implement new strategies, try it again, and get better with each and every step. And keep in mind the people that you see online who are wildly successful, they literally started where you started. They had to. Everyone had to. And what they did is they showed up consistently. They started small probably, and they grew, and they got bigger and better with each time that they practiced. So here's what I want to leave you with. Starting before you're quite ready is the fastest way to grow, and it's a skill in and of itself. And what I mean by that is the first time you do something like that, it will feel really scary. But the next time you do something like that, stepping outside your comfort zone, starting before you're ready, it will feel less scary and less scary and less scary. And that is how you grow, my friend. So hang in there, my friend. I hope this helps. Please let me hear your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And of course, hit that thumbs up button if this helped you, because that is how I know what to create in the future. Thanks, guys.